MTV didn't die. We killed it by scrolling.
I want my MTV!
Paramount announced this week that MTV, yes, that MTV, is shutting down all of its music channels by the end of 2025. No more 80s, 90s, Club MTV, or Total Request Live. The brand that defined a generation of music discovery is officially being retired. And honestly, it's been irrelevant for years. Music doesn't live on TV anymore. It lives on TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify, curated by algorithms, not VJs. The shift wasn't sudden, it was a slow fade. But here's what's interesting. MTV didn't fail because it stopped playing music. It failed because it stopped feeling like music. The cultural pulse moved online, where discovery is participatory, not passive. And now the internet doesn't just distribute culture, it is culture. And the gatekeepers? Well, they're 19-year-olds with a phone and 10 seconds of audio. Because culture doesn't broadcast anymore either. It scrolls. And when participation replaces programming, legacy, even a brand like MTV, doesn't save you. Relevance does. And maybe that's the real story here. You can't manufacture meaning, you have to earn it. Which brings us to a company that did earn it, one stuffed, fuzzy heart at a time. In our emerging economy segment, we're witnessing a new era of branding where the most valuable assets aren't necessarily algorithms or AI, they're memories. Build-A-Bear's stock is up more than 2,000% in 5 years, beating Nvidia and Microsoft. Not through code, but through connection. Silicon Valley chased AI, Build-A-Bear doubled down on experience. The ritual of stuffing a bear, sewing in a little heart, and naming it Mr. Snuggles. That emotional imprint, that's worth sometimes more than code. And here's the twist. While retailers are fleeing malls, Build-A-Bear is opening more than 100 new stores. Why? Because adults aren't buying bears just for kids. They're buying them for themselves. Nostalgia isn't just a feeling. Build-A-Bear is proving it's a revenue stream. And this isn't about regression, it's about emotional return on investment. In a world of digital overload, people crave tactile, sentimental experiences, and brands that tap into that, like Build-A-Bear, are printing money. And then there's Chili's, a brand that rediscovered emotion entirely by accident. Chili's was dying. Sales were flat. Locations were closing. This American casual dining restaurant was the opposite of viral. But then, one TikTok video changed everything. It was a mozzarella stick, a slow, gooey cheese pull. Millions of views. Suddenly, the triple dipper wasn't just an appetizer, it was a moment. And Chili's didn't just ride the wave, they surfed it. They launched new flavors. They pushed the deal in store. And they let the internet do the advertising. The result? A 70% year-over-year sales jump on that single item. 17 straight quarters of growth. So is this the new marketing playbook? Don't buy attention, earn it, and make it visceral. Because in the age of dopamine scrolling, if it doesn't make you pause, it doesn't exist. And the lesson? Stop spending millions on Super Bowl ads and start making food or your product that grabs attention like a Super Bowl. But not every decision you make has to be loud, proud, and in neon lights. Close your eyes and imagine yourself winning the lottery. You're handed a choice. $1 million today or $1,000 a week for life. Most people, come on, be honest, will take the upfront cash. But 20-year-old Brenda Vega didn't do that at all. She chose the weekly payout, and she might, just maybe, be the smartest person in the room. Think of it this way. Because $1,000 a week is $52,000 in a year, in 19 years, she'll hit $1 million. But here's the kicker. If she invests even half of it, say in low-cost index funds, she could double that. And she gets paid for life, no matter what. She played the long game and won twice. After all, what's more radical than saying no to instant gratification. Now, if Brenda represents restraint, Fandy represents exposure. Fandy is a Twitch streamer, and she just gave birth live, on camera, in front of 25,000 people. In fact, the CEO of Twitch was in the chat congratulating her. The reaction? Well, it was split. Some called it incredibly brave. Others called it incredibly disturbing. But is this another historic milestone in the rise of creator culture? We've normalized sharing everything. Come on, meals, workouts, breakups. Now childbirth is not just childbirth, it's content. And it's not just any content, it's brand building emotional content. So maybe this isn't oversharing, maybe this is brand intimacy. The currency isn't privacy, can't monetize that. The currency is brand access. And in a world where attention is a very scarce resource, even the birth of your child is monetizable, apparently. But when the line between life and content vanishes, what's left? And more importantly, what are we selling when we sell, essentially, our lives? And maybe that's why news of Michael Jordan's $70 million Gulfstream jet still lands differently. It's got elephant print exterior, Jumpman logo on the tail, a $500,000 custom interior, even the registration number, N236MJ, a nod to number 23 in his 6 championships, is all by design. But here's the real story. Michael Jordan actually only made, I say only, $90 million in his NBA career. But his net worth? It's actually $3.5 billion. The wealth, Michael Jordan's wealth, didn't come primarily from basketball. It came from branding. Nike's Jordan brand pulled in $6.6 billion in sales last year, a long time from the moment Michael Jordan retired. That's not a shoe line, that's a force of nature. That's a flying billboard for what happens when identity, legacy, ability, and marketing fuse into one unstoppable force. Michael Jordan didn't just become a brand, he became a myth. And myths apparently don't just retire. They fly off into the sunset on their own tricked out Gulfstream. Which brings us to today's takeaway. What all of this news really shows is that we're not competing for money anymore. We're competing for attention. In the attention economy, he who gets remembered wins, and he who fades out doesn't. MTV lost it. Chili's hacked it. Build-A-Bear monetized it. Every brand, and I mean every brand, is playing the same game now. Because the next big shift in business isn't about artificial intelligence or algorithms. It's about who can hold your focus, who can hold your attention, and who can make it mean something. In the attention economy, the economy we all live in now, emotion is equity. And that's your week in branding, marketing, and business news you might have missed. For Branded, I'm Ben Kaplan.